Hey folks, today I'm going to show you how to rotate your tires on the Cybertruck, but this can apply to any other vehicle. This is my first time rotating tires on a particular truck of this size, so we'll see how it goes. And I'm going to share with you all the tips, regrets, and successes that I had in this experience. Let's get to it. First thing we want to do is loosen all of the lug nuts here, as we see here. And so the way I'm going to be doing that is I'm going to be taking this Lug Wrench and figuring out which particular size works for it. I really like this product because it's very versatile, so I can help any friends out that have different types of sizes on their cars. So here all I'm going to do is just find a bigger one. Likely that one feels a little too big. Let's try this size. Oh, that one feels right. All right, so we're working on the Cybertruck with what looks to be a 21mm or 13/16. You just insert them, you take the particular sides here, and then rotate to the left. There we go. Just be careful not to damage the rim like I'm doing there. That's actually probably one of the things I want to do better, is not hit it. And you don't want to take them off yet. You just simply want to loosen them up so that when it's on the stand, it's not going to come off due to all of the force you got to get in there. Now, be sure to use your weight to help you as you're doing this. You really shouldn't be struggling too much with it, because you can use your legs and then just use your entire body as you're rotating. Make sure all of them are loose. And we're going to go ahead and do that for the rest of all the tires. We're going to do a X rotation where the fronts are going to go on the back on the opposite side. The backs are only going to be moved straight up. They're not going to go, they're not going to cross the truck at any point. So let's go ahead and just lift this up, because everything else at that point is going to be the same. Now, first thing we want to do is find our lift points. Let's take a look over here. I see it right here. This is the lift point, and these areas right here are the stands that you see here. So I'm going to lift them on this side. Once I get the tire off the ground, I'm going to then come back over, take my stand here, and then make sure that I use these to be able to gauge just how deep inside and how high we need it to be able to keep the tire above ground. So let's get to it. Before lifting a single tire, make sure your truck is in medium height setting as you see here, and then click on the search and type in jack. You should see jack mode come up, and once you do, go ahead and turn that on and to enable it. Once enabled, just double check that it is by going back to the main settings, and you should now see in the height settings an explanation that it's in jack mode. Now we can continue. Line this up. Right around that point where it says lift spot. And the way that these work, all of them are the same. Is all of them are going to have on one end kind of like a little thing sticking out that allows you to insert it, lock it in place like this, and makes it quite easy to lift back up like this. If yours is not going all the way up, inside of here we've actually got the little knob that lets you insert it into here, and once you insert it into there and rotate a little bit, you'll be able to lock it all the way to the right so that it stays in place. But if you move it to the left counterclockwise, check what happens. It comes down, and you can control how fast you want it to come down based on how much you rotate it counterclockwise. But we want to rotate it all the way clockwise so that it locks in place. And then we're just going to lift it up by hand first to get a good read on it. There you go. So once that's in place, locked in, we'll insert this, and then it's just a matter of lifting the truck up. This truck needs to be in jack mode while I do this. I've already shown you guys how to set that up. So at this point, we're just going to rotate this thing until we get it off the ground. All right, that looks good to me. So with that lifted up, let's put our jack underneath there. I'm gonna put it right below the two areas we see here, and I'm gonna insert this all the way in to start. And the way these work is when you lift this up, you can insert it all the way in and all the way out. When you insert it the way you want it, drop it down, and that'll lock it in place. It ain't going anywhere. So right now, I'm gonna keep it all the way down and rotate it until I get it in the position that I want it to. So that's not the position I want. I need to go higher, but right now I can't get it any higher than that. So I need to lift this up a little more. There we go. And now we'll try placing it again. I'm gonna center it as much as I can into this thing so it don't go nowhere. A little bit to the left. There we go. I want it to be nice and centered. And then come back in and put it down. Move it very ever so slowly. Don't just let it go. Otherwise, your jack may just pop right in front of you. All right, now I'm really letting it go a little faster. A little faster. And now we can see it's fully loose. Rotate it all the way left, comes out. Lock it back in place so we can raise it up, move it back. Make sure tire remains off the ground. Perfect. That's what we want, folks. So all I'm gonna be doing now is repeating this same thing, but I'm gonna be repeating it on the two sides on the left. There we go. Make sure that tire rusts off the ground, and it is. All right, so last one we're gonna do is we're gonna lift that side up. And you can see, based on the way the truck is, that side is already lifted up. That's how rigid this truck is. So that tire is already good to go. Looks like that tire kind of went down a little bit, so I'm gonna lift that tire up just with this thing. All right, here we go. So we lifted this sucker up, and now I wanna get one more level out of that. I wanna be able to squeeze that in there. That's why this is so important to get jack stands that can go as high as this truck here, because the truck is got a lot of elevation on it. There you go. Still off the ground. All right, so now I've got two stands lifting this thing up. Actually, I think only with two is all I need. Let's go ahead and actually remove some of these tires here. I'm gonna get my lug wrench. And all we're gonna do now is just gonna take off the lug nuts. All right, so to do that, now that we've loosened these up, it should be as easy as just rotating this thing like you see here, and it comes right off. Just make sure not to lose them. Now these tires are heavy, so let's put these aside so that we don't lose them, and see what's the best way of, like I said, I've never done this before, so lift up with your back. Oh my God, these are heavy tires. There you go. And we're gonna move this over where we're gonna put it, and because there's a rear one, it's gonna go right over there. Let's put this for right now, right there. Don't go nowhere. We're gonna loosen this up. And then once this is loosened up, all I'm gonna do is place this one aside and put this one on there. And I'll show y'all how this ends up looking at the end. So I'm gonna go ahead and loosen this up, all right? And let's go ahead and put this now on this tie. Did I do that wrong? Might have done that wrong. Put that one. I put that wrong. That one's supposed to go over there. This one now that we've got removed again, this one's gonna go, because this was the original front left tire, this has to go on the rear right side. Let's take it over there. Let's go this way. Now, the tire that used to be on here, I'm now gonna move to the front so that we can keep this now stabilized. Now I'm gonna come over here, remove this tire. This tire is going to now be installed on that side, okay? Now when we install it on that side, I'm gonna be effectively done with this entire side. That's a new tire, that's a new tire. So once I finish with those, I'm going to take my lift and actually begin lifting this side up. So that since both of them are gonna be set, that's going to allow me to then be able to move this over here, okay? Let's do it. And once you get all of them providing resistance, that's when you got to put in a little bit of back muscle and tie in them proper. All right. So I'm gonna take my wrench, tie it in all the way I can, and again, this is called the star motion, where you start on one lug, and then go to the opposite side, and you just continue alternating. And you can repeat this until all of them are pretty well tight. Now, if I was doing this properly, I probably have some kind of way to tell what kind of force I'm putting on it. But all I'm doing here is just enough. I mean, I'm not going to break it by hand because I'm not that strong, but I do want to make sure I put just enough on all of them so this thing is on there nice and secure. All right, so these two have now been rotated. So now all we have to do is lift this side up, move this tire to that side, install this tire on this side. This used to be on the front side, on the other side. So let's get to it. My knees just cracked. Ooh, I love turning 30. I'm technically 33. This one turned out not to be high enough, so I'm going to place this for right now on the side while I get that one on there. And by bringing this down, again, the truck is just so rigid, that's gonna get lifted up right away. So again, now we've got two stands holding about 7,000 pounds, 3,500 pounds each jack. It's approximately 1.75 tons. These are rated for 3 tons. We're within the safety margin. All right, folks, that's all there is to it. We've rotated all tires. Like I said, this was the first time I've done this. All in all, it's really easy, but just be sure you don't put the tire on the wrong side like I did here. That probably cost me a good like 5-10 minutes. I would actually encourage having an impact driver. The first 1 or 2 tires, this felt like a breeze, but afterwards the tightening is really where it gets annoying. The loosening of the lugs, easy game. But I do recommend an impact driver. Besides that, because the Cybertruck's so rigid, you definitely only need 2 of these. The correct rotation pattern I recommend is to put 2 jacks on the back side, then use the lift to raise one of the front corners. Move one of the back sides to the front and that front one to the other side in the opposite corner. Then take the lift and move it to the other front corner, remove that front tire, and move it to the opposite side on the other corner. And then the tire from original spot where jack 2 was is now going to be installed in where lift A is at in this diagram. Once you finish all that, you'll be able to have all of the 4 tires successfully rotated, and at every point you're going to have 2 jacks, the lift, and the 4th tire to be able to lift up that 7,000 pounds. If you have another type of truck, it's probably going to be worthwhile to get just another stand. That way you've got 3 stands in the lift. But yeah, folks, I hope you enjoyed this. If you did, please give it a like, give me a subscribe, and check out my channel. I do a lot more other home DIY do-it-yourself projects, ranging from repairs, maintenance, and even renovation projects, ranging from beginner level to semi wannabe pro. But in reality, I'm not a contractor, I'm not licensed in anything, but I do show you how to do things the right way without very expensive tools, and it can save you a ton of money. Thanks for tuning in.